Let's go right now to NewsNation's Kelly Meyer, live from the White House. Kelly, hours or days is not a lot of time.
Not a lot of time, Elizabeth, and the administration really putting a deadline on this. But we're told the president was shaken by this attack on those World Central Kitchen aid workers. And then he conveyed that to Israel Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu today. Is actually what prompted that call between the two leaders. Biden saying that strike was unacceptable. And he said that Israel needs to take steps to protect civilians and aid workers, and that the U.S. would be the one to judge whether the actions they take are enough. Take a listen.
He made clear that U.S. policy with respect to Gaza will be determined by our assessment of Israel's immediate action on these steps. He underscored that an immediate ceasefire is essential to stabilize and improve the humanitarian situation and to protect innocent civilians. And he urged the Prime Minister to empower his negotiators to conclude a deal without delay to bring the hostages home.
Elizabeth, a dramatic shift for the Biden administration. The ball now in Israel's court. President Biden also calling for an immediate ceasefire and for Netanyahu to empower his negotiators to bring a deal to get those hostages home immediately.
And Kelly, we
Elizabeth?
also heard that some of the other concrete steps the Biden administration is looking for is opening more routes into Gaza that aid can travel through, and some clear concrete rules that the Israelis can put in place to protect those aid workers as they distribute it.
Exactly. They're looking for a dramatic increase in these additional routes and additional crossings to get aid in. And they're also making sure, and they want a reduction in violence, as they call it, to protect civilians and aid workers. So we'll see if they are able to reach this, as they say, in the coming hours and days. They're watching for Israel's announcement on that.
All right. Can you tell us any more? Because this is all happening against the backdrop of a report that emerged last night about a controversial new use of an AI tool. They call it Lavender. The Israelis are using this AI tool to pick targets to strike in Gaza. The question, of course, is did this AI tool called Lavender play some role in the attack on the aid workers? What do you know about it?
Yeah, and the White House and the Pentagon were actually asked about this, both of them today. They didn't have an answer. The White House saying they were going to take the question on whether Israel is using artificial intelligence to help identify bombing targets in Gaza. That's said to have a 10% error rate. But investigators are looking into how Israel is relying heavily on AI with little human supervision, they say. Whether or not this had anything to do or was used with the strike on the World Central Kitchen convoy, the White House is saying they're letting Israel's investigation take its course, and they won't get ahead of that.
And it was interesting, Kelly, that John Kirby was pressed repeatedly on whether, if Israel fails in the next coming hours or days to make the changes it wants, whether or not this aid that we give to Israel will be conditioned, whether or not we will start to say you can't use it for this kind of thing, as we do with every single other country that gets military aid from us.
Exactly. And as you pointed out, they didn't say what U.S. policy would change. That was a question that we had for the White House, and that was a question that wasn't answered. What exactly would change here? Will U.S. condition military aid? As you mentioned, that Biden's closest ally in the Senate, Chris Coons, is calling for, saying that if they do end up invading Rafah and they don't take plans to protect civilians and aid workers, that he could see them conditioning aid here.
Well,
so
we
that's
have
a question
never,
that
ever heard the United States issue an ultimatum like the one that was issued today. The next few hours and days will certainly be interesting, to say the least. Kelly Meyer from the White House line. Thanks so much for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.